What up, friends? Friday afternoon edition of the Geoff Fienberg Show here on FTNDaily.com. I am Geoff Fienberg. Presented by PrizePicks is this show. Head over to PrizePicks. Use that promo code FTN for 100% instant match bonus up to $100. It's you versus the projection over at PrizePicks.com. Hard Thursday scoring in PrizePicks. Not many of the offerings went over their projections, I would say. Well, I shouldn't say that. There were definitely a couple. Valspar playing easier than many of us probably thought so far through this point of the week. Nonetheless, we'll talk a little Valspar shortly. Before then, NFL draft. What a crazy day yesterday was. Tim Tebow told us that he wanted to return to the NFL. And then like 25 minutes later, we found out Aaron Rodgers demanded a trade. Find all of that very interesting. No, not those two incidents happening. Just more so that that there's been a lot of smoke, I guess, with this Aaron Rodgers incident. Lots of reports of lots of flights back and forth between the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. No one seemed to have any sort of indication of that until yesterday. Schefter breaks a story, and then there's like 10 experts on this Aaron Rodgers beat that know what's going on, that the GM has flown out there, the president has flown out to him, the head coach has flown out to him. So for something involving such a high-profile player that we knew little to nothing about, in terms of any reporting, then all of a sudden, so many people seem to know something about it. I find all of it interesting. I don't think there's any coincidence, as I've long expected. Once Aaron Rodgers was having a dominant season, he is a vindictive soul enough. Listen, it's just the way that he's wired. I'm not even saying it as a negative, but his personality dictates how this is going to go, friends. And he's a vindictive soul. And they gaslit his draft day last year. So he threw a little gasoline on the Packers organization's day yesterday. They still didn't draft a wide receiver. I think some of that is a little overblown, whether it be draft or sign. There are many ways they could make, Aaron Rodgers happy. Just look at what the Kansas City Chiefs have done this offseason. They trade for Orlando Brown. They signed James Tooney. I mean, those are significant additions to a team that didn't have like boatloads of money to just hand around. Significant additions. So I do think it is, he just sees, and it obviously all goes back to the draft pick last year, and now seeing the success that Brady had and how some of these elite quarterbacks are being treated around the league. Well, guess what, Packers? Aaron is going to make you sweat big time. There's no question about that now. He is enjoying making the people in that organization who drafted his replacement last year uncomfortable. He is enjoying that a great bit at the moment. In fact, he's relishing in it. That's just the reality of the situation, as far as I'm concerned. Now, what do I hope for? Well, the reality is it does feel like all dots are pointing to Denver. Oakland is the place that Aaron Rodgers would land. So this is not fun for me at the moment. And all I could, I guess, say become best case scenario, truth be told, is, how do you put this? I hope the Packers just play hardball. It's just in my best interest that the Packers just play hardball at the moment. Find a way not to move Aaron this offseason. You assume a move like that would probably happen next offseason. And then Aaron Rodgers goes to Denver or goes to Oakland 1 year older than he already is. And that's one less year that he could beat the Chargers left in his career as a division rival. So based on that, I hope the Packers keep Aaron Rodgers, forbid to trade him this year, and then when he does eventually end up in Oakland or Denver, he's just 1 year older, probably still as dominant, or just a little less dominant. And this comment might bite me in the ass, friends, but I'm honestly at this point rooting for him to go to Oakland. If it's between Oakland and Denver, I have way more confidence that Denver will get it right with him. I have confidence Denver will get it right with Rodgers. I have less confidence Oakland will get it right. So based on that, I'm hoping that Oakland is the one that could pay the piper if that trade is made between one of those two teams. If he has to end up in my division in one of those two situations, I prefer it to be Oakland. Yeah. So I guess that is how I feel about that. And even yesterday morning, I had tweeted, obviously we knew that things were on, the situation to a certain extent. We knew it couldn't be rosy there. So like a lot of people, I was one of those people like, why aren't they just trading Love and do anything they can to recoup that pick? Would they draft Love for 18 or 20? Is there any way they could get like 25, 26, 27 back for him? Or any sort of value of what that pick is? And maybe multiple other round picks? I don't know. But someone pointed out to me that, the Packers really couldn't do that. For the simple reason that Aaron Rodgers could really screw them if they went to a situation where the Packers could really screw them if they went to a situation where they had traded Love. Obviously, that was probably never their intention, but they trade Love, then Aaron Rodgers could really enjoy playing hardball with them. So I guess that is my early leanings on that Aaron Rodgers situation. I thought yesterday was fantastic. I love that TV show. What a TV show it is. Bar none, one of my absolute favorite TV shows of the year. NFL Draft. And I'm more nervous as a fan for tonight than I was yesterday, where I thought the Chargers hit an absolute home run, all things considered. All things considered, I thought the Chargers hit a home run. But before I even get into that, I'm more nervous about tonight. I really didn't see how yesterday could go too wrong. They might not have drafted the player that I like, but they were still a high enough on the board where I didn't really see a way it could go too wrong. We're not the Raiders here. Tonight I'm nervous because I have like really hardened specific wants tonight. And if they're on the board, that's where I want the Chargers to be. And I want Fairmount, the tight end from Penn State. I am not satisfied with the current status of my tight end room. Jared Cook signed a one-year contract. That's the perfect opportunity to draft a guy tonight, early in that second round, who plays behind Jared Cook this year with Donald Parham. And then next year, it's my second round pick leading the way, Pat Fairmount, with, running crosses with Parham. So that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I hope happens. Rondell Moore is the other pick I would love to see happen for the Chargers in the second round. I believe the Chargers own 47, 77, and 97. So I got to make 3 picks tonight. I am super excited about it. I mean it. I'm super fired up. Just trying to think what they're going to start at 7 o'clock. I'm just doing the math in my head with the shorter time per picks, what time that Chargers pick will be on the clock. And I'll be watching the picks in the lead up nervous. These picks, it's no secret. They sort of set the foundation, but I don't know. I just philosophically really want something to happen in the second round. And I hope the Chargers see it as I do. They probably don't. That's okay. I don't know what is happening on top of me right now. I am not sure. But I'm going to end it soon if it keeps up. But 2 third rounders where maybe Staley can get his defense on the go and start making those picks. Also, not really being talked about because there's so much, headline grabbing stuff yesterday. I thought what the Vikings did was absolutely outstanding. I thought moving back from 14 to what, 23, 24, and still getting Darisaw, getting the 2 extra picks, I thought that was outstanding. I paid very little attention to a lot of players in this year's draft, but since tackle being a priority for the Chargers, there were about 8 of them that I really did look into. I'm not going to sit here and say I grinded over any tape. Like, if by tape you mean like a YouTube highlight pack, then yeah, tape. But I like just read up. I got myself familiar with about 7 or 8 of these guys. And I was really enamored with Christian Darrisaw. And if Slater was off the board by the Chargers pick, I thought Darrisaw maybe could have been the pick. So the fact that the Vikings got to move back that way and still make that selection. And I want to say the Vikings go to the podium 4 times in the 4th and the 3rd round tonight. So good for the Vikings. They don't have a 2nd round pick though, but I guess they felt they needed to recoup some picks, and good on them. And I was pretty surprised the Bears made the move for Fields, and I only say it this way, but I'm excited about it, and I'm excited for them. And the ceiling is there, but there's a floor there too. There is the potential that the Chicago Bears traded a 2022 top 10 draft pick. When making that move. And I would assume, how do I put this? If I own the Chicago Bears, and I had those guys employed who were certainly on incredibly thin ice friends, I don't know that I can let them make that trade. I don't know that I'm comfortable letting their next GM make that trade. Sorry, them making the trade with the next GM's draft picks. That's uncomfortable if I'm ownership. So kudos to the Bears for having the gumption to do that. But on top of that, I'd like to say that they probably did some level of due diligence on their own on these quarterbacks. Maybe they did their own, I'm not saying the owners did the scouting, but they reached out to people they trusted. I'm not saying they did this last night on the clock. I'm saying they did this beforehand. They reached out to people they probably trusted to say, if Justin Fields is available for us, what sort of quarterback am I getting here? Because I don't know if I can even trust the people who I employ. I know that's probably ridiculous. If you actually trust them to be the GMs of the team now, then you have to just trust them to let them do the job that they see fit. I totally get that. Makes sense. But round 2 starts 7 o'clock. Super excited. Don't really understand why the Jaguars felt the need to draft the running back. They have James Robinson. They have everything they want, James Robinson. An undrafted or a 7th round running back that did what he did? The complete opposite of that is drafting a running back in the 1st round. They already had a running back. So I don't like that. If you need a running back, fine. But they just proved to themselves last year they didn't need to do that. So I guess that was one of the weird things in the draft. But all in all, great little night. As a football fan, super entertained to see the incident with the Giants, or I should say the Eagles and the Cowboys. Quickly, we all, everyone I was with sort of jumped up whoa! The Eagles and the Cowboys got together, and that's funny for them, conspiring to pick on a rival. It's a rival for all, but hey, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I probably really butchered that. We'll see if I butchered my golf picks this week in a few moments as I'll go through that leaderboard. Before we get there, PrizePicks, PrizePicks.com, promo code FTN. Woo! 100% instant match bonus up to $100. It's you versus the projection over at PrizePicks. Friends, over the weekend, I'll make my multi-sport ticket. I wish it was NFL season as I'm looking at these NFL graphics. We'll have our golf. We'll mix some UFC, some NBA, some NHL, some MLB. We got disc golf on the go. I know Steve Young is writing up for PrizePicks these days, doing not the Steve Young, a different Steve Young, giving his disc golf picks. I found that entertaining. But I have a multi-sport cavalcade that I like to have fun with regularly on PrizePicks. I'll be paying attention probably before tonight's round is complete. They'll have their Saturday over-unders listed over at PrizePicks. I'll definitely be doing probably some UFC with UFC and golf. Yeah, what are we talking about? Golf. And I even noticed they have full season. They have full season stats over under projections on some of the rookie quarterbacks. So isn't that interesting? So, well, friends, now we're together. I'm going to look at these golf scores. Full transparency, I probably haven't seen a leaderboard since 11 o'clock. So let's see what's going on here. Yeah, Gary Woodland, you still suck. Good. I didn't do anything with Justin Rose, and I'm happy I didn't. And I kind of laughed. People thought he was in form. Up, 300. Oh, Russell. This is me. Oh, Hunter Mahan playing better than you would think Hunter Mahan would be playing. All these guys are pretty screwed because we're looking at a cut. What, friends? -1? -2? What do you think? Even leave your second round questions, your thoughts on any of the draft picks last night in the chat. We can go back and forth on those as I keep an eye on the leaderboard. Corey Connors. Shocking that Corey Connors might struggle to make the cut this week. Shocking. Not a victory lap, even though I had no interest in betting him outright because I certainly would have been confident that Connors would T10 or T20. So I'm by no means going to victory lap that he might miss the cut. I have no interest in doing something like that. Patrick Reed right now, as his round has started, he is certainly riding that cut line. My lineups would be desperate for Patrick Reed to make the cut. I appreciate the battle that Peter Uline put on today, friends, shooting 3 under in an effort to hopefully make the cut. Will the 1-unders be enough? Will the 1-unders be enough? Tell me what you think in this chat here. Alex Noren, another guy, having a round that hopefully gets him through the cut for the sake of my lineups, friends. And, oh, man, we got, going backwards, Patton Kazire. Jeez. Whew, what do you know, Patton? What do you know? I don't think that's going to be too big of a problem for me. Justin Thomas with an even par round. Scotty Scheffler. There you go, buddy. I know he was Mayo's pick to win, Mayo's pick in Golf Digest. So nice seeing Scotty Scheffler putting together that 67. Certainly expecting Scotty to make the weekend. Louis Oosthuizen dropping that 67. Going to get him through to the weekend. Dustin Johnson, 68. No problem. We'll see Dustin this weekend. Russell Knox. I just need to see something here. Oh, man. Knox double. You know what? I got quite a bit of Knox this week. I don't know why. And when he doubled the first today, I almost threw up in my mouth. But he comes home shooting a 70, and he gets to play the weekend. This is all pretty exciting, friends. Chase Koepka playing the weekend. My picks might be doing pretty good. Neiman shot that 68. We're right where we need to be. Yeah, I like it all. I bet Tom Lewis live at 150 to 1 today. So hopefully we'll call that a good live bet, right? Hopefully we would call that a good live bet. But geez, sorry, I'm just sort of Lucas Glover, Keegan, Homa, Keegan just starting, Charles. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I don't really have many takes on the leaderboard, to be perfectly honest. I'm quite satisfied with it. It's a satisfying leaderboard. Sam Burns, 5 under. Kokrak, 5 under, just getting their rounds underway. But what are we thinking? It looks like a clear 2 under to this cut. Right, friends? No. 1 under. 1 under. What am I talking about? Because those guys at 2 are at 40. And there's no way the afternoon's going to steam that. Okay, that makes sense. So the 1 unders. According to the math, the 1 unders seem pretty hardened. So thank you, Uline. Thank you, Noren. Thank you, Uline. Thank you, Noren. Okay. I'm feeling good. I am feeling good. It's a Friday afternoon. My kids have to be virtual schooled. And I live in the only goddamn city, province in the freaking world where golfing is not allowed right now. Do you understand that? No, you don't. Doug Ford, honestly, I say this, the wrong Ford brother died. Like, I mean that. Rob Ford was a bit of a clown, but he wasn't an asshat. Well, no, he wasn't. They're both asshats. This guy's a bigger asshat. We don't get political on the Geoff Fienberg show, but my right to golf has been taken away. Golf! They've even closed tennis court. Tennis! There's a goddamn net! I'm very pro-mask. I'm pro-vaccine. I just want this shit over with. But it's people like that. It's people like that that are just as bad as the never-maskers and the anti-vaxxers. People don't realize there's another side too. We're done being political. I'm just so mad. It's too cold today to golf, but god damn it. It's not fair. It's still real to me, damn it. I needed to just yell about that. I knew I wouldn't get through the show today without yelling about that. Because that's ridiculous. That's so bad that we can't be golfing here. It's criminal. It's criminal. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm jealous of all you guys who have your tee times this weekend and who get a golf. I'm jealous of you. Because where I live, it's freaking illegal. How is that even possible? But it is. If you're in the chat and you have a second round prop for me that I can bet at a book that I have access to, give it to me. Because I'm looking for action. If there's anything out there. I mean that. I'm happy that Abe Answer just got through the snake pit. And maybe let's go have a front nine, which is your back nine, Abraham. Other guys I want to keep an eye on here. Ryan Moore, currently going through the snake pit, hasn't made a bogey or a birdie today. Very clean, consistent golf. Okay. My internet was showing me lots of Victor highlights today. He made those 3 birdies in a row, gave a bunch of them back. I should load up the live coverage, but it seems to be broken right now. Why is my coverage not working? Is your coverage working? My golf channel is just saying error. That's probably the Canadian government, the provincial Ontario government, saying not only can you not play golf, we're not even going to let you watch golf. Oh, it's sickening. It's, there's such shit going on. The fact that they don't even let us outside to golf. Where do I live? Where do I live? I'll tell you what, you could lock me in my house all weekend because I eat up the draft. When I was a little boy, the first time I was ever left home alone was the draft. I don't know. I was sure as hell wasn't going out with my mom and my sister. Whatever freaking fabric, hair salon, whatever bullshit I probably would have been dragged to. It was either the Keyshawn first overall draft or the Orlando Pace draft first overall. So we're talking really early 90s. But I don't know. It's just one of those memories. Like, I'm home alone. It's the first time if the phone rings, you pretend your mom's in the shower or she just can't come to the phone. You're not supposed to say you're not supposed to say you're home alone, right? But I don't know. I was responding. Where am I going? Just leave me some snacks. I know how to work the TV. I know how to work my Genesis or Super Nintendo, whatever I was rocking at the time. So I love it. I love it. Even before it became like this super stage show, I always just so incredibly fascinated with the draft. And then once you got a team, it's like my lifeblood. I mean that. I'm not like reading up on it like months in advance. I'm looking at mocks all year pretty much. I get bored a lot on the internet, which is shouldn't, and I'm always like interested in what the mocks and the quarterbacks are saying. But like when I'm looking at a mock a year out, it's not like what are the Chargers going to pick next year? That's more like I want to just know the names of the players that I should maybe focus on. And I mean like fringe focus. I don't watch tape. I wouldn't even know how to watch. I wouldn't even know how to watch tape. That being said, whether like I don't know how to watch tape, I wouldn't know how to watch tape. There are people who like the Pat Mayo experience, like the work that I've done, that have proven to me that they work at places where they do watch tape, where they themselves are watching tape, and they like might tell me something. Like when I made a comment about Tua last year that got put on Dolphins Reddit and I was attacked. It was essentially about a throw Herbert made, and someone who works at a prominent network who is an assistant for someone who does tape breakdown, who used to play pro football, who people like this person's like film breakdowns on the internet and on TV, I guess, told me this person said Tua can't make that throw that like Herbert made there. And it wasn't even like, it was just a like front pylon end zone, like just tight little back foot throw. It might not have even been more than like 28 total yards, but just the ability to do it. And I made a comment that someone told me who watches film that Tua can never make that throw. I'm paraphrasing now. And someone put that on like Dolphins Crazy People Twitter. Sorry, Dolphins Crazy People Reddit. Apparently Reddit exponentially crazier than Twitter, believe it or not. And so I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I was a whipping boy. And so they kicked my ass. I couldn't even engage. I was just getting it from everywhere. I retreated. I waved the white towel and I retreated. Whatever, like I'm not watching the tape. I didn't say this. It's just what was told to me by someone who you would respect if you knew who it was. I digress. Here we are, just 4.5 hours from the second round of the draft. Did anyone post a prop for me? Oh, you know who I completely forgot about? Paul Casey. I see he's made his way to 4 under. I'd like Paul Casey not involved in this golf tournament. That is just my preference. As a Jets fan, I'm thinking if we all report Tim's Twitter account, he may get banned. Mike, that is probably true. I'm worried about any card collectors at the moment because Tim is probably going to try to get Zach Wilson rookie cards, and then he's going to curse the entire hobby. So no one send Tim any Zach Wilson cards. I guess not that you would send him a Zach Wilson card. Those are pretty valuable. That being said, someone did send me a very nice Herbert card. Very early in the offseason. But it was an autographed card. Like to 25. Florida Bulldog sent it to me. And I owe him a round of golf when I get into Florida finally. But I can't, they barely let you out of your house where I live. And don't get me wrong, like I'd go places, but there's nowhere to go. Like I joke with people that I am not careless. There's nowhere to be careless. Like where can I go? I go to like the places I like to eat to like pick up food because you certainly can't eat inside. And they don't let you golf and they don't let you do anything. And I don't even remember what I was saying before that. Talking about film. Talking about the Jets. Oh, cards. Yeah, someone sent me a beautiful Herbert card. This was like early. Like this was before Herbert played. This was when like Tua cards were so much more expensive than Herbert cards, and Jordan Love cards were essentially the same price as Herbert cards. It's true. You might not have to believe me, but it's true. It's true. PrizePicks.com, promo code FTN, 100% instant match bonus up to $100. It's you versus the projection over at PrizePicks.com. Yes, I'll be making my weekend prize picks. UFC, PGA, multi-sport, power play, or flex play, maybe a little MLB. Teoscar Hernandez back for the Blue Jays tonight off of COVID, so that's always super exciting. It'll be George Springer's second game. Is there a specific Panini box to buy? Well, I don't know how to answer that question, Mike. Is there a specific box to buy if you want to pull the most popular, best-selling cards? Yeah, I guess that would be Select or Prism. Now, they're expensive, but they're not the most expensive because there's ones that like Stratosphere buy it, but they are the ones that have like really the most mainstream popular cards. Your Prisms, your Silver Prisms, your blah, blah, blah Prisms. And I could be wrong on that. Maybe someone would say Optic, but I don't know. I'm retired from cards, Mike. The Herbert Ricky prints are over. That means I get to retire. Although in a couple weeks from now, Upper Deck is dropping golf cards, and I've had a box on pre-order since Christmas. I pre-ordered this box at Christmas for about $300. Okay? I am seeing boxes now selling for about $1,000. Someone told me that they bought one a pre-order for $1,000 last week. Now, understand, between Christmas and about a couple weeks ago, you couldn't pre-order them anywhere. They were like totally off the market. But I guess some stores have started to put them up for pre-sale again. And it looks like it's going to be a really expensive hobby box. But I would like to get as many as possible if they weren't $1,000. So we'll see. Because I said I wasn't going to be doing anything but Herbert cards, but I'll do golf cards. If Upper Deck's going to re-release golf cards, I'll buy some golf cards. That is, yeah, that's how I feel about it. I should probably sell all my Herberts because Tim is going to crash the hobby. Tim will buy his first Justin Wilson card, Justin Wilson, Zach Wilson card, and that will be the signal to retreat. Tim is going to curse the trading card hobby because he's interested in buying a Zach Wilson rookie. Panini should look into selling their self. Panini's already sold their soul. Maybe now they can look into selling their company. We'll take one last look here at the leaderboard before I hop out for this Friday afternoon. And I think we're in for a fantastic weekend at the Valspar. These are my absolute favorite tournaments. The sort of tournaments where it feels incredibly wide open. Damn, Cameron Tringali again, bro. This guy, he's like the new Corey Connors. Good for you, Cameron Tringali. Is it playing easier? Is it playing harder in the afternoon? What's Abraham Answer saying? We are on the green in 2, hoping to start his back 9, which is the front 9 off with a birdie. Get us going, Abe. Get us going, baby. I am Geoff Fienberg. Bo Hostler. What are you doing, pal? Jeez. I have a fun live bet. I'll post that on my Twitter feed. Tom Lewis, 150-1 this morning. So, yeah, we'll see how that's holding up at the end of the day. PrizePicks, PrizePicks.com, promo code FTN, 100% instant match bonus up to $100. It's you versus the projection over at PrizePicks.com. I'll be making my weekend power play over at PrizePicks. They'll have their Saturday PGA projections out likely before even the end of this Friday round. So that's fun. Thank you, PrizePicks. Thank you, FTN Daily. I am out. We will see you next week. Hopefully, everybody gets their day 2, day 3 draft presents they desire. For me, Pat Fairmount, Rondell Moore. Oh, please deliver me in the second round. Please, pretty please. I'll be so happy. I'm more nervous about this second round pick because it's just a specific philosophical thing that I would like the team to be committed to doing. And then we can go get some defense. I'm Geoff Fienberg. I'm out. I'll see you next week. Don't forget, on Monday, the Custy Awards will be up over at Mail Media Network. So that is incredibly exciting for me. We just did those. I just did those with the PME and Gary and Thorne and Tim Anderson. So that meant a lot, and that's exciting. And those will be up Monday. I know a lot of you, my fans, are interested in that. I'm Geoff Fienberg. Have a great weekend. I'm out. God willing, my provincial officials will let us golf. Peace.